It's official. We're charging everybody $5 within every shot. All right. Get ready to bring up this next poet, y'all. All right. The next poet is an international poet. 4-time Dallas Slam champion. Regional and national champion. He is ranked 5th in the country. Please welcome from Dallas, Texas. Give it up for Mr. Wayne Linktree.
How y'all doing tonight? I'm gonna start off with Love Lost. Is that all right with y'all? Yes, sir. Can y'all hear me well? Yes. The 10 stages of grieving the loss of your firstborn child. Stage 1 is denial. Waking up in the morning, making myself a cup of coffee, then pouring him a bowl of cereal, not into the Fruity Pebbles, are completely soggy, then I realize he won't come stampeding down those stairs to devour his breakfast, drink from the bowl, then flaunt a beautiful milk mustache. Walking into his room to dress him for daycare, just to stand in the doorway trying to grasp the reality of the emptiness. Stage 2, isolation. Don't call, don't text, no noise, no reminder that the world is still out there spinning, even though the sun, my son, was just ripped from the sky. See, people have the tendency to try to pretend to understand your pain. It comes across a bit insulting, because you don't know my struggle. A million of your tears wouldn't form a river big enough to wash away my pain, my sorrow, my anger, followed by more anger. Stage 3 is anger. A volcano beating inside of my chest. God, where were you? I waited for you patiently in the waiting room for you to walk through those doors with miracles pouring, bulging out your pockets. You let me down. Have you ever been so angry that you wanted to strangle God? Make him choke on his blessings in mysterious ways. How is this a part of your plan? Answer me. Answer me. I said, answer me, please. Stage 4 is bargaining, begging, pleading. If only I had a time machine, asked more questions, been more present, paid closer attention to the signs. Clearly, this wasn't meant, so tell me. Tell me what wing of which butterfly do I break to prevent the ripple that caused this effect? I guess a mess is what I needed. Say it. Broken, drunk, high, defeated, I surrendered to stage 5. Depression, though it feels a lot like suffering, hiding the hurt, hiding the pain, hiding the tears, saying I'm okay when I'm anything but always on a roller coaster, never much consistency. I was nothing if not up or down, nothing if just me. Suicide's voice became a silver thread to wrap around my head for burrowing inside of my brain with its ideas. Death never sounded so beautiful. Shiny razors vowing to cut my sorrows into shreds. Tell me, which wrist do I cut for bad blood to be bled? At least I'd see him again. He loved me. He loved me in a way I never knew how to love him. I guess I was undeserving of his joy, undeserving of the blessing of fatherhood. Stage 6, scratching my head about stage 7. Stage 7 is stage 8 really necessary? Stage 8, preparing myself for stage 9. Stage 9 is forgiveness. I forgive you. Or do I forgive me? Understanding that to forgive does not mean to forget, but rather remembering never to stand emotionally stagnant inside of the wet cement of what broke you. You might get stuck that way. Stage 10, they say, is acceptance. They say acceptance is 9 years later, 2 beautiful daughters. The void is still there, it's just different now. I guess losing him gave me making me a better father than I am now. No acceptance is understanding that you don't have the power to change the past. No acceptance is this poem being recited in this alley in front of this crowd ready to be judged by the masses. No acceptance. Acceptance is something I've yet to grasp, so forgive me. If I find myself still stuck back at stage 1. Y'all still with me? Oh, excuse me for a second. At 10 p.m. At 10 p.m. when my 3-year-old daughter walks into my room, claps her hands and yells, "Me want juice." I don't argue with her. I just give her the juice. Now before y'all say she got me spoiled rotten, how I'm wrapped around her fingers and I don't know how to say no to her, let me explain. See, despite the odds of her peeing the bed being raised up over 65% after she drinks the juice, I don't care. I stopped trying to do the math on that years ago. July 27, 2016, she was born at 22 weeks, 4 days, 1 pound, 9 ounces with a 17% chance of survival. See, the doctors did the math on that. She could literally fit in the palm of my hand. I remember thinking to myself that heaven isn't quite so heavy after all. That if God created this earth in 7 days, then surely 22 weeks was more than enough. My baby girl was so undeveloped that under light her brain was visible through her skull. Every 8 minutes she'd forget to breathe. Now see, I did the math on that. That's 7 times an hour, 168 times a day. Imagine being born before your will to survive is ever an instinct. Every 480 seconds, she held life in her lungs. Unsure if this world was worthy of a magic fist, is how an incubator begins to look like a panic room or casket. See, the doctors did the math on that. They said it was a 45% chance that cerebral palsy might grab her by the spine and ventriloquist her limbs in 2 seizures. They said there was a 45% chance she wouldn't make it through the night, but she did. A 50% chance that she would make it through the week, and she did. A 40% chance that she would make it through the month, and she did. 4 months inside of that NICU, I was 100% sure that my baby girl had a miracle up her sleeve that God had planned for her still. See, my hope did the math on that. I remember vividly the sight of the wires and injections, the monitors, the beeping, the stitches, the beeping, the crying, the prayers from mama, from grandmama, from sister, from auntie, performing a black girl magic transfusion 137 days. Each day a Hail Mary from here to heaven. You should have seen the way God, Odell Beckham, my prayers. In her first 24 hours on this earth, she showed me that a mathematician can't calculate a miracle. That survival is not about your will to live, but rather refusing to die. So at 10 p.m., when my 3-year-old daughter walks into my room, claps her hands and yells, "We want juice." I don't argue with her. I just give her the damn juice. She'll be all right. She'll prove us wrong again. And I don't need to do the math on that.
Folks, one more time for Mr. Wayne Henry from Dallas, Texas.